Welcome to a very special edition of MTN Live in the Mountains. I'm here with two very talented musicians. I have Mr. Jim Avett and Patrick Krause. How are y'all today?
Doing fine, thank you.
Thank y'all so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Now they're going to be playing this weekend at the Blowing Rock Auditorium, but we'll touch on that in a little bit. So first of all, the set that you guys are playing this weekend is strictly strings and Jim Avett. So tell us a little bit about how you guys know each other.
Blame it on Bobby.
We'll blame it on Bobby Powers.
Bob Powers is a guy out of Hudson that both of us know out of Lenore. And I kept hearing there's a guy in Lenore that I really ought to know, and that's Patrick Krause. And we just go in different circles more than anything else. We have been close. We know a lot of the same people. But we didn't meet until maybe a year ago. We played Merle Fest together. We played a couple gigs together. And I insist, I have found out a long time ago that if you have a really good guitar, it'll make a really bad guitar player sound better. So you want to surround yourself with the best musicians you can get, and Patrick is one of them. Thank you.
Well, sure. We grew up in the same town at a different time.
Yes, both are North Carolina natives.
Yes, we're both from Hudson, North Carolina, of course, and we almost met each other. I was in a Cub Scout troop where Jim's father was the pastor, so that's as close as we got to actually getting an introduction when I was growing up in Hudson.
Well, here you are now, and good thing y'all did, making good music together.
We'll make music together Saturday night.
And representing Hudson very well, I'd say.
Excellent.
Now, just to kind of give you guys a background, Jim Avett is a solo artist from Concord, North Carolina. And you have been doing this you've been playing for a long time.
I got a guitar in 1960. That would be 50 years ago in my life. Yes, and it's taken a long time for me to get about a little bit of a way down the road. It's been a convoluted trip, but I've been picking for a long time. I do 40 to 50 shows a year now, and it's really because my family wants me to make a fool out of myself. Is basically it. But I enjoy getting around, and I enjoy coming up to the mountains of North Carolina and making music up here, because this is really about coming home. Wherever I go, I just finished 30 days on the road, which took me as a lap around the United States. Wherever I go, the tradition of Caldwell County goes with me. And you can't get away from your upbringing. So my style of picking and my style of singing, my style of songs, it goes with me.
That is fantastic, and it's a good thing because it's good music, and it's good that people who are not fortunate enough to live in this area get to hear it, get to experience it. So you've been influenced a lot by gospel music. Your dad was a preacher.
My dad was a preacher. My mama was a concert pianist until she met my dad, and then she became the church organist, which is an unpaid position, I might add. But my mom was so very talented. They felt like my brother and my sister and I should know something about music to become a better person, a well-rounded person. We didn't have to be good at it. We didn't have to get up in front of other people and play it. But to be a well-rounded person, you need to know how music fits together. And you can make music as difficult and complicated as you want to. You can play on a world stage. It's like playing chess. You can play it like checkers, or you can get on the world stage and play it. But it all fits together. It's like mathematics. It's the organization of it. You need to understand to be a well-rounded person. You need to understand something about music.
Absolutely, I completely agree. That is a great way to put it into words. Definitely. And you, Patrick, you were influenced a lot by bluegrass. And there was music in your household as well.
Why, sure. Brittany, my dad, had both kinds of music, country and western, on our stereo. He was really my dad. His music was Bill Monroe, and he liked country music. My mother was more into pop music and show music, so really there was a lot of music available. My father played guitar, and my Uncle Colin Crouch played guitar as well. My father was Paul. And I was influenced, first of all, by those two people because there was music in my home. I could see it. I could begin to learn from it. But then I was very fortunate to grow up in a musical community. I lived on a dirt road that was a half-mile long, and there were 3 older boys on that road that played guitar better than me. So I have those boys, Tom and Jerry Pritchard and Dale Holler, to thank. The Caldwell County music scene is vibrant. It was when Jim came through, and when I came through about approximately 10 years later. Jim and I have some of the same heroes. There were people that we saw playing music that never met Jim, and then see people who had never met me that Jim knew, and they were both the same people. It was very interesting. But it's a musical heritage there. We had the blue-collar workers in that town. Jim alluded to the fact that in Hudson there wasn't a lot to do. There weren't a lot of distractions. So you had time to concentrate on your music.
Girls and guys, when they were growing up, learned to play a guitar or read books or sewed or sang or did something to occupy your time. And it served me well later in my life. When I moved away, when I graduated from high school, I left. I left the place. It has served me well. I've lived in Alaska and I've lived in Wyoming, and sometimes it would snow you in for 2 or 3 days, and we didn't have handheld devices to occupy our time. So you learn to do something, and making music is a good way to pass time.
Absolutely, I cannot agree more.
One of the reasons I learned to pick was that I was listening to a lot of music, and I knew that in a matter of a couple of months, that music would be put on the shelf. And if I ever wanted to hear it again, I had to sing it. I know 500 songs, at least the first line of them, you know. But that's the way that I can keep songs that came out in the 50s and 60s and 70s. I know all of them.
Well, good thing.
Well, they satisfy me because I can play them, I can bring them up.
Well, I was telling you guys earlier, you know, I was brought up on bluegrass and a lot of different influences, and I love that my mother kept music in the house, and my grandpa played, and my brother plays, and I really try to play, but
you'll get it. You'll get it.
Hopefully
We're
one day
gonna cheer you on to victory. We're going to cheer you on to success.
You get the right one to teach you, and you'll learn.
Yes, sir. Well, I'll do my very best.
I don't think it's beyond you. If it wasn't beyond me, it's not beyond you.
Well, that's good. I'll get that to motivate me even more. I'll keep that in mind. But I do love music. I love to sing, and I love to watch others play and just be a part of it. It doesn't matter. There's so many roles to play in music. The listener, you get to be there and experience it, and the players, and the team effort that comes with a band of putting it together and making beautiful music. And it's real music.
The team effort that came together. We practiced for about 30 minutes.
It's okay, Jim. We got a good team.
That's good enough. It doesn't take much to satisfy us. Hope it doesn't you.
Oh, no. I'm sure you guys never disappoint. So, and this will be my first time hearing you play, Patrick, but I've heard you play a couple of times, and I've enjoyed it. I have.
Thank you. Thank you. If you like my playing, you're going to love his playing.
So the show this weekend, it's Saturday, October 18th at the Blowing Rock Auditorium.
Yes.
Blowing Rock, is it the elementary school?
It is the auditorium in the elementary school. It's located on Sunset Street. Just find the school buses, park close to a bus, and come on in. Advance tickets are available, and there will be tickets at the door. You can go to the Mountain Home Music site, the website, to place online orders, or you may call. There's a telephone number there too.
Now, Mountain Home Music is presenting this show.
Yes.
And Mountain Home Music has been around for 20 years,
Yes.
and it was started by Joe Shannon, who you know very well.
Sure, I met Joe Shannon through education. I was a music educator, and Joe Shannon, at the time I met him, he was still working for Appalachian. He was teaching teachers to teach. And so he came to do a workshop at our school, and that's the first time he and I met. And very soon thereafter, we started playing music together on a real informal situation. And when Joe started Mountain Home Music, the very first year, he hired our band, Strictly Clean and Decent, and we've had the privilege and the honor of being on every Mountain Home Music season for the past 20 years. And we're just delighted to be a part of it. It's such a wonderful organization. And of course, we lost Joe earlier this year, and we have Rodney Sutton now in the executive director position. He has an excellent board of directors to work with, and Mountain Home Music is alive and thriving.
Well, that is fantastic.
Yes.
And I was telling you guys earlier, it's amazing what Joe Shannon did to keep the Appalachian culture alive here. The musicians, the dancers, the poets. He started that because for some reason or another there wasn't an outlet here in the high country. So good thing he did, and I'm sure it's been great for you to watch it grow these 20 years. And I'm sure he's smiling down on us and proud of it.
Well, Joe's philosophy was very similar to Jim Avett's, the things of intrinsic worth. And Joe knew that music is just as vital as water and air for a quality life. You can exist without music, but to live, I think you really need it. And Joe Shannon thought that.
I had a lead guitarist. He and I were talking, and he said, he said, at your house and my house, there's music every day. And I said, you mean there are places that there's not music every day? And he said, yeah. He said, about 95% of the houses don't have music every day. And I said, you're kidding. I cannot imagine living without music. Music does things for people that nothing else does. You get the right chord combination, you get the right progression in it, you get the right lyrics. It does things, and I've had, you don't have to put this in, but I've had people over and over tell me about the boys' music. We're the kind of family that insist on waiting on the song to be released until you have just the right combination of lyrics, just the right combination of chords. And if there's a question about it, it can wait, and it will wait until you get the right deal, because music does something that nothing in life does for you. It can drive you to be pretty silly sometimes, It's like love. People in the name of love do some really goofy things, but anyway.
It's powerful stuff.
Yeah,
it's powerful stuff.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
powerful stuff.
Oh my goodness. But so what can we expect from you guys? So you're going to be playing guitar, and you'll be playing the stand-up bass as well, and the guitar.
I will.
You play almost every instrument that there is. So. And then you're also going to be joined by Big Al Johnson.
We have Big Al Johnson from Newland, North Carolina, and Al's a world-class fiddler, and that's a phrase that Joe Shannon liked to use. He would say, Mountain Home Music presents world-class musicians that you've probably never heard of. Al Johnson did tour. His most recent Nashville gig was with Lori Morgan. He was with her for a number of years. And so a lot of people in music circles, Al is well known. And he's well known here in the high country. He's one of the premier musicians, and we're looking forward to a good set with Al.
Oh, that sounds
God,
fantastic.
I hate talented people. You guys are going to outnumber me.
Oh, no, you're so
We're going to
modest.
support you, Jim. You're the star, man.
Oh my goodness! So, what can we expect from you guys on Saturday? What do you guys
You can
think about playing?
expect. We'll pick out a song set list between now and Saturday. I haven't come down to a hard set yet. We probably will. The song set list will have some old gospel in it. It'll have some old country music. Tom T. Hall and Merle Haggard were my primary heroes in songwriting. And probably we'll do one of maybe each of their stuff. You can expect one or two of mine. It would be all mine. Since I'm a singer-songwriter, it could be all mine. I've got plenty of songs to do, but you would be assuming that I write the best songs, and I don't always write the best songs. And the idea Saturday night is to entertain the people that are showing up. So we'll do some stuff that you hadn't heard in a long time, and there's the songs that we're going to do. I think it's safe to say nowhere else in the United States would you hear these songs other than Saturday Night in Blowing Rock. There's a wide enough variety.
All right, well that is awesome. I do have one request that you do. I love it when you guys sing On the Sunny Side of Life. Love it. I love that song. It's so good. But
we can put that in the song set list. Yeah, we can do that.
We'll have that for you.
that one's one of my favorites. Definitely. But yeah, it sounds like a fantastic show. A lot of great music, great
Looking
musicians.
forward to it. Looking forward
Good
to
night. Definitely a good night. And you guys are going to play a little bit for us now on the show. So I'm looking forward to that. I feel like a lucky lady. I get a front row seat. So,
Okay.
Well, we'll be right back. We'll have Jim Avett and Peter Krause on, and they're going to be playing some songs for us.